we're 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Yes, it's the week of Thanksgiving. Do you give thanks to Boys Planet for changing your life, or is it?
It's a real love-hate situation.
Yeah.
I have spent so much money because of those 98 contestants.
Yeah.
In more ways than even just, Boys Planet.
True. I mean, we're watching an old survival show now.
Yeah.
That's been done.
It's true. Welcome back to Iland, episode 7.
Now, remember what I told you last time? I'm scared for part 2. Because I'm scared that the tonal shift will be too much of a tonal shift.
Did you feel like it's a tonal shift?
I did feel like there was a tonal shift.
Wow, really?
Yeah. It's just, it feels like such a huge shift from power. Having the power just solely be on the trainees, and then all of a sudden, global and producers, feels to me like they wanted best of both worlds. I'm scared of how big of the shift will be and how they'll survive, because a whole new game just started for them, which essentially is what happened. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I just feel for them.
It is. No one has ever
said being idol is easy.
You know what? We'll go out on a limb and we'll say it's hard to be an idol. I think we're really gonna plant the flag on that narrative.
Not enough people think that. I don't think
I don't think a lot of people think that. When we really start to tear at the when people say it's like manufactured. Mm-hmm. I think there is a level of people are like, oh, it's so easy because they're just being told what to do. It's created around them.
Yes.
When I think that's what's so rewarding about watching these too is you can see how much talent there is that has to go into it for it to be good.
Yeah.
Everything can be great around it, but if the talent isn't there, it's not necessarily going to be bad, but it's going to be noticeable and it's not going to be memorable.
Right.
Girly Pop, it's our BTS episode today. They shot some B-roll.
Walking around in Miss Iland.
Bangtan comes in, and I was like, oh, Namjoon has blue hair. It's Dynamite era.
They just shot the music video. They look exactly like the Dynamite looks.
And Dynamite, she's the girl that changed my life.
Dynamite was your gateway. She was your Mary Jane.
She was my Mary Jane, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's the matter, Mary Jane? You had a hard day. Jackie Little Pill, great album.
Also, something never been said. I think we're really going to break boundaries
finally
today.
Saying she said what needed to be said.
J-Hope's a fan of the show. J-Hope
has been watching. J-Hope's been watching our recaps. J-Hope is making his own lineup.
He's busy. Very
J-Hope
busy.
is very busy right now. Absolutely.
J-Hope has been watching Iland in real time. Yeah. And this doesn't surprise me because of all of the members of Bangtan.
He would be the one most interested in how a group would be made.
Yes, because I think he likes the training, the training process.
Right.
And seeing people's skills develop.
Yes.
He's very technical in that way.
Yeah. Out of all of them, who would have done a survival show if BTS didn't happen? I think it's J-Hope. I think it's Jungkook. I don't think anyone else.
I think Jungkook would have done one. I think he would have been if he hadn't been with Big Hit, he would have been in the first produce.
Absolutely. Oh my god, JK would be the center. Namjoon and Suga and Yoongi would be both in the the Show Me No Money, the rap survival shows.
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone else would.
I don't think Tae would.
I think Jin would have been an actor. I don't think Jin would have
been an actor. I don't think Jimin would have. I think he would have gone into contemporary. I think he would have been an actual dancer.
Yeah.
And I think J-Hope would not have done idol training. I think he would have done
he would have been a dancer,
street band fighter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. There's an alternate universe where
none of these people met, and I'm glad I don't live in that universe.
You can tell they're in the island and they're fully just oh, we spent money.
A, we spent money. B, we did not have any of this.
Yeah.
Because fame, that's the whole...
Fame, that's a whole thing.
It's the Cinderella story.
Yes, the big hit
in a broom closet.
It was ground. And they were saying they had to use newspapers to cover up mirrors or windows or whatever.
To clean the mirrors in the practice rooms.
Yes.
From the sweat.
Yeah.
Because they would be sweating so much it would steam them. So they'd have to clean it with newspapers.
God,
which is how you're actually supposed to clean a window.
With newspapers?
Yes, because it doesn't leave behind the
the fibrous
part of the paper towel.
Interesting.
Fun cleaning facts
See,
for everybody.
print media isn't dead.
It's fun watching them go around.
Mm-hmm.
There's this really funny moment with a foaming brush in the bathroom.
And they're like, oh, is this a toothbrush? They're like,
is.
this is a big toothbrush. And staff, the cameraman had to be like, it's a foaming brush to exfoliate girlies.
So here's the tea. Ranks matter now. Because the chairs... The
chairs have numbers.
The chairs have numbers.
The rooms have numbers.
The rooms have numbers. The beds have numbers. Everything's got a number. Everything's ranked.
You are literally 1 through 12.
And there are 7 badges, yes. So before we get to all of the explanation, we have to reveal all the members. So first we're going to start with the 6 that we know made it because they got saved from Iland. So we start with Sunghoon, who gets a little skating package, and it talks about how he is like, he's an award winner, okay, a medalist. That's still crazy.
That's still crazy. In the whole country?
Hello? When I tell you that I only watch the Winter Olympics for figure skating.
Oh, yeah.
What am I watching? Luge? You know what I do watch? I'll say this. Speed skating. Men's speed skating.
I do support any sport that keeps men in a constant squat for hours.
Mm-hmm. He also has like a bunch of votes from like Thailand, China, and Hong Kong.
Oh, yes. Where have they been like ranking high among the 170 countries?
They also reveal that he has brown hair now. And I'm going to say, how many times did I say during this episode?
It up. You were like, it's so good.
This is the best color hair.
Best color.
On Sunghoon.
Yeah.
Jungwon is next. It's a very cute, like, my grandma's my biggest fan.
My parents worked all the time, so I hung out with my grandma. So I always send her my training videos. Mm-hmm. Just so that she can see how much better I'm getting at.
And they're her favorite videos to watch. It's so cute.
Oh my God.
Harmony. And his big votes are from Korea, Thailand, and Vietnam. Heesung, his backstory is like, so I was like training with TXT, and then they debuted and like left me behind.
Yes, and I felt left behind.
Yes. And so now this is like my last chance.
I can't imagine it.
I can't imagine being 20 years old and feeling like this is my last chance. This is my last chance,
yeah.
That's...
Guys.
It's an indictment of what's going on here. And his countries, Malaysia, India, Saudi Arabia. Jay...
This one is so funny.
This is so
because
funny.
His entire package is... I've always wanted to be cool. I wanted to do something that is cool.
Yes. It's also so funny because he, I think, has had some of the least cool moments on the show.
Yes.
But which they do bring up later. What I like about K-pop is the earnestness. Like, I think there is, like, obviously they all want to be cool, but it feels so less like that is their main focus. Yeah. Whereas, like, I think because American artists, like, that's how you get credibility is if you are, it feels like easy breezy beautiful cover girl, you seem really cool, then it like makes you more impressive. Whereas like K-pop, it's like if you're actually working hard and we can see you work hard and you're like telling us you're working really hard, it like pays off.
But for Jay, it's like, no, I think I want to do cool things.
But it's still
I want
endearing
to be a celebrity.
because he's saying, it's still him recognizing that's his
that's
thing.
Why he wants to do it.
Yes.
And like it's backed up, obviously, like he's very good, he's very disciplined, but because he's so earnest and like wanting to always go for it, that adds to the whole charm.
It for sure. And I think that's also like when he's had his like moments like where he hasn't gotten the stuff he wants, it's almost more would think that at some point he would just be like, oh well, then I'll stop like trying really hard so I can at least seem cool even though this isn't going my way. But he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And still comes off really cool. Because Jay is cool. Nepal, Morocco, Cameroon. Bibi Zahara Benet was voting one pick for Jay, for sure.
Bibi Zahara Benet's one pick is Jay.
Jay.
They show his audition video.
From 2019.
And
Pre-pandemic.
you know, I was very popular at school. I played soccer. I had lots of friends. But when I decided that this is what I wanted to do, I had like no friends basically.
Okay, so wait.
And didn't speak any Korean.
Australians also call it soccer. I feel like everyone was like, oh, only Americans call it soccer.
No.
The rest of the globe calls it football.
Maybe it's like only UK calls it football.
I think everybody calls it football. Does Canada call it soccer? Does Canada calls it soccer too, right?
Girl, you are asking the wrong people.
Can someone call Matthew's sister and ask her if they call it soccer?
Can you guys tag Matthew's sister
Yeah.
on this video just to ask, hey,
Do
they
Canadians
wanted
call
to
it
know, do
soccer or
Canadians call
football?
it soccer?
Because the thing is like Americans have American football. That's why we call it soccer. I don't know. Again, we're asking questions. We're
Questions.
getting to the root of the problem. And then Kay
And then Kay, last but not least,
is a marathon runner.
is a marathon runner,
said,
and they
"Adam, I
made sure
heard."
he said there's a guy in the future that will
future.
complain that I'm not an actual marathoner, but here are the marathons that I've ran,
He was going to go to college for marathoning. First of
or
all,
just like running, I guess.
I guess, yeah. That
just
was going to
think
be my
it's just called
question. Was
running.
like, is that a scholarship
be-
you can get for?
To pursue like being a marathoner,
Yeah, will never be me.
and then realized, oh, I'm great at hip hop.
He
You can't have all the
well because
skills.
like isn't it Kay and Sung Hoon are the two who are like BTS? Really, like I saw them in concert and it really changed like my life.
yeah.
Fitting,
Just like you.
obviously they bring in all
of the
grounders who all have head mics on, but they don't perform. So I was confused why they.
I wonder if they
had head
did
mics.
maybe, and then like
They just cut it?
They just cut it.
What would they've even performed into the island?
Probably do it again, yeah, or something.
Because when they thank, they have a handheld.
Yeah.
So it's not even like it was like, oh, just in case you get. It's weird.
Again, we're
There has to be.
asking
We're
questions.
asking the questions. We're just asking questions here on this channel. So they go straight into it. Biggest elimination I think I've ever seen
Quick
on a
Elim,
survival show.
Still long video, still long episode, but quick Elim.
Third in the voting.
Third in the voting.
of the group of 16 was Niki, who also has brown hair now. Obviously, it's 2023. This is not a surprise. But I think in the room, it probably wasn't a massive surprise either.
Right.
He goes into the egg. He comes out in Iland, and they're all like cheering for him. It's very cute. He does this like, he's like, this is the most I feel like I've seen him look like
Laugh
he was 14.
and smile. Yeah, totally.
In second is Daniel.
And I said that is America.
As each episode passes, my love for Daniel grows more and more.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I am curious to see how far he gets.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll make the group?
I hope so.
I still think he has room to
Yeah.
improve, but he just has, he has the it factor.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is, the je ne sais quoi, it is partly because he's just a tall, like 15-year-old.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow.
He's just standing there, but he looks like he is like cool and suave.
Yes.
It's so funny.
It's so funny. Daniel second. First.
Now, Adam was like, I didn't think I knew Sunoo was going to be popular, but I did not realize he was going to be first.
What happens later, I do remember from that package.
That there is a first.
Sunoo gets first. And of course.
Of course.
Why?
It's crazy because just like standing out, he really is a standout amongst all of them.
But
there is
again,
no one like him.
That is it. His thing is he has no competition for his type.
Yeah, exactly.
There's like 2 or 3 of every other person like that you could slot into his
Heesung,
role.
Yeah.
There is
Like,
no
there's
one
no
doing
that's
what Sunoo
what
is
Sunoo's
doing.
I know.
And it is his greatest strength. And also he's like, he's great.
You know what? It's like the Matthew effect. Like it
Yeah.
reminds me a lot about Matthew of like no one's kind of like running the same lane as Matthew.
Yes.
He was able to just like stand out. It's very sweet because he was like crying and everyone around him was like, "Don't cry, Sunoo, don't cry."
I know. It's so cute.
J-Bomb was obviously, like a good sister. Supporting his sister.
Fourth is Gonu.
This I
did
was
not expect
hoping.
this.
I did not expect this because I didn't know it's all N team, right?
We knew it was Niki and Sunoo. I really was happy because I think he has more to show.
Yes. And I think he really proved that he kind of woke up.
Wake up, Pearl.
Wake up, Pearl.
Fifth is Taki.
Again, like Sunoo, no one is doing a Taki.
True.
No one is
in a
doing
lane
like
of his own.
because he's still so earnest and like
He's so little,
enjoying,
too.
and he's so small.
He's so
There's
small.
something about it that everyone
But
wants
as we
to
all
like
learned,
root for.
the small ones don't always make it.
No, everyone
But
is excited for Taki.
now that we
everyone in Iland like screamed.
Oh, Kay is like through the roof.
Kay is like my son.
Nikki is so excited.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
cute. He like does the like, "Yeah." It's so good. They call
the three contestants,
the three
nominees for the last
spot in 6th place. And the nominees are Nicholas, Kyungmin, Hanbin,
and the Oscar.
and the Oscar goes to Hanbin, which I did not expect.
I assumed it was going to be Nicholas.
That would have been my guess.
Yeah,
I did not expect it to be
I did not
Hanbin.
expect it to be Hanbin.
Especially the way that people talk about Hanbin on the show. I was like, oh, so that he
so he's
goes
going to get done
quick.
dirty. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, he squeaked in there.
He squeaked in.
The entire nation of Vietnam,
Everybody.
everyone,
Grandmas, uncles,
uncles,
aunts,
everybody,
dogs, cats,
everyone was voting for.
Voting
for
in
Hanbin.
Vietnam. Amazing. We love it.
I mean, truly a long shot. Barely got any storylines in the entire
The
thing.
only thing he had was the representative challenge when he like subbed
couldn't
in and
do
then
it.
swapped out. The fact that this will be his first time in
in
Ireland
I know.
is crazy.
Crazy. And when the three of them were standing there, I was like, they all have debuted.
Yes.
So
In
like,
3 separate groups and none of them are in.
yes, another Enhypen. So it's like
Yeah.
the kids are all right.
Yeah, I mean, again,
They're
there
so
is a
talented.
wealth of talent on
Yeah.
the show. It's a fool's errand to try to build just a group of 7, pretending like, oh, there's only 7.
There's only 7 that actually
can make it.
Can make it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody goes. So there's a bunch of goodbyes. Everybody says goodbye. It's very interesting because I feel like Seon gets this whole thing in the last episode, and then they just like
They just
breeze.
They
by.
show him crying, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Everyone is like leaving, like showing walking out of Iland.
Walking out of the building, walking
out
up
of
the hill,
building, walking up the hill. They be running up that hill.
running up the hill.
I'll be running up that road, running up that hill, running up that building.
She had a viral moment. She had her little Stranger Things
And you know
moment.
what? She had the rights. She owned the rights to the song completely. So she made every cent.
Oh, I didn't know that. She did Taylor's version. Running up that hill.
Kate's version.
Kate's version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know where I first heard that song, Running Up That Hill?
No.
Australian Idol.
Why were you watching Australian
Why
Idol?
was I watching Australian Idol? I knew Carly Rae Jepsen before she became Carly Rae Jepsen because she was a finalist on Canadian Idol.
Yes,
Like,
we did know that. Yeah.
Come on, girls. Ava Avila?
Who's your favorite American Idol winner? American Idol.
American Idol? Winner?
Winner.
Oh, it's Fantasia. It is absolutely
yeah.
Fantasia. Season 3 holds a special
Winner
place in my heart.
or overall
Winner.
contestant?
Winner.
Okay.
Overall contestant.
Let's say this together. Season 6, Melinda Doolittle.
Mindy Doo.
Mindy Doo, baby.
I did love season 6 because I
Season
lived
6 is the only season I watched in its full entirety.
I did love season 6 because I lived in Phoenix. So everyone was Jordan
Jordan
Sparks.
Sparks, yeah.
Mama.
They were sparking.
I think my overall favorite contestant of all time, I'm going to say J Hud. Genuinely.
Wow.
Because she was told that she was like, you just sound too much like a lounge singer. Like you just sing at bars. She was a cruise ship singer.
Yeah.
That was her whole thing. Brought back the like art of just like belting.
Powerhouse vocals.
Powerhouse vocals.
Yeah.
And she was doing it in such a way where it's like, she's not like emulating people's voices. That is her genuine
Yes.
voice and her
she
genuine
has a signature
style.
sound, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and the reason why she got eliminated because there was a storm in Chicago.
Storm in Chicago.
That's so beautifully
crazy.
tragic. And then
Yeah.
she won an Oscar. Jennifer Hudson was my P01. Actually, no, she was my P02. 'Cause
She was
technically,
your one pick. That was
No.
also Fantasia's season.
that was Fantasia season.
Yeah.
The powerhouse. My one pick was technically Jasmine Trias, the Hawaiian, because she was Filipino. She got third. because everyone in Hawaii was voting for her. To Simon, that was like, it was fine. Like his comments to her were just like, it was fine, but I know you're popular, so
why we just like let white men do.
We just let white men literally do it. We thought it was so fun for him to like bully people. It was very Rain.
Rain is the Simon Cowell of Iland.
And Zico's like the Paula.
Okay, so they all go, they get in the egg. All 12.
Yes.
They get in the egg. They come to Iland. We have a new game happening. Part 2.
It's a game within a game.
It's a game within a game. Open the pink fairy box. They are told that they're going to be, in part 2, there are 4 tests. In the first and third tests, the producers are going to decide
the rank.
And the second and fourth test are global votes who decide the rank.
Which make me think, I guess, that is the fourth test the final then?
The fourth test is the final. There are 7 spots for this group. Okay. This is huge information in 2023. Okay. Enhypen has 7 members.
No one knew.
No one knew.
This is the first time they knew that it was 7.
That is crazy to hold how many people are going to be in your group until that point. That's kind of wild. Sometimes you'll watch a show and they'll say it's going to have this many members, and then they'll end up debuting and they have one less than they thought.
Missing, and sometimes P01 doesn't make it to the debut. What's crazy is I am curious, like, why people didn't think it was going to be 7. You know what I mean?
I honestly, if I had been watching at the time, I would have thought it was 6. Because 6 has been such a big number constantly throughout the show.
Yeah.
There were 6 people in the vote. They revealed the top 6 of that one challenge. It's divisible by 24, who were the original number of people before that one person got injured and had to leave the show.
The final elimination was 6,
6 would have made sense. Yeah. After each test, whoever is ranked in the last spot is going to go home. Then they're getting rid of 2 people.
So at the final episode, there will be 2 people that won't make it.
So as we continue through the show, it's going to be less and less surprising what is happening.
I would almost wish that it was 50-50 both, all 4.
I think I like it. Because they just did a global vote for this rank.
So it should be producers next.
So I think it should be producers next, and I think you have to obviously end with.
But the thing with the producers vote that I'm interested to see how it plays out, will they take into consideration, like, these are the popular people?
Well, they're not going to say that they're taking that into consideration.
They're not going to say it, yes.
Right.
But it's like, you can't eliminate Sunoo and Daniel. Do you know what I mean?
We know at some point Daniel does not make Enhypen.
Right.
So.
But.
I don't know at what point.
Yeah, but it feels crazy for them to be like, this first go, be like, and Sunoo was the worst. I don't think that'll happen.
That'd be crazy. Also, I mean, how could you?
But how could you?
You'd be lying.
I don't think that'll happen between Sunoo and Daniel in the first one.
I don't think so either.
Imagine if they did. I know, I'm worried for But it'd be crazy if they were like, Sunoo was the worst. How many people are going to stop watching if their one pick got voted off out of their control? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's what I like. I like that it feels like the voting is a system of checks and balances.
Right.
I liked that the trainees got to vote for each other because even though it was hard for them or whatever, I liked that they got to have some input as to what they are looking for in each other as idols, because they're the ones who have to work together.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
if there's someone who's dicking around all day, so I'm not voting for you.
Yeah.
I'm voting for you to go to ground. We were very lucky with ZB1 because it's a great group. And I think there were just so many people that were watching and voting that because the amount of people that were voting, I think it worked out in our favor.
Yeah.
Because it homogenized. I think Fantasy Boys was kind of an opposite experience because
not a big pool.
Not as big of a pool. So there were just
and also weighted on
and also too many fucking members.
Too many audience votes or whatever.
Too many members in this group. In this. I like the idea of people who are actually professionals in the industry having some kind of it's just it's like Dancing with the Stars. Audience can vote for whoever, but someone at the end of the day should be able to look at it and be like, technically you're doing well, technically you're not doing well. And it doesn't have to be the end all be all, but it is nice to have a voice there to even kind of explain what is good about something, what is bad about something.
Yeah.
because like I think I give the audience more credit than I think sometimes they're given by shows in general or like trust. But it's helpful when you watch something and you're like, that felt off to me.
Right.
And then someone vocalizes like, what is it
about it?
The
You see a
criticism, you're like,
producer-
oh
yes.
yeah. And that's
Yeah.
because they're doing this all the time. They can like
Yes.
quickly figure out what the problem is.
Yeah, as much as you could just fully American Idol it and you can have people like say, but ultimately like all the power
It means
is
nothing. Yeah.
is with the audience. I do like that aspect that people who are professional and can like in a way still be objective about it.
I mean, hopefully,
in some standard that they have.
Yeah.
To help.
We're talking about objectivity in art, which like means nothing. Like
Totally.
we might as well just be trying to like.
Yeah.
God, I have no metaphor. Just nothing. Nothing came to my brain, and that's why I'm not a writer. Not yet.
Drop the sued.
I won't tell you. A lot of people have a lot to say.
It is now an individual.
It's an individual
competition?
competition, which like hasn't it always been? I mean,
Hasn't
like,
always been. I wish.
what does that actually mean? It puts
That-
it in their heads.
it's
that they're
put
like
it in their heads
You're
that-
competing
exactly.
against each other now, and it's
Yes.
like yes, but you're also trying to make a group. This isn't American
This
Idol.
is American Idol.
You're not going to
There's
be a
not
solo
one
at the end
winner.
of this.
That's the thing
You
with
still
the
have to work
rank.
together.
The rank does not matter unless
To
are,
you.
To you. The rank does not matter.
They have not said anything about P01. They have not said anything about that. I mean, one can assume if you get P01 and something that you'll probably be featured more simply by sheer fact that you're probably
You'll
the most
be the
popular.
center. Yeah.
So they would want to feature you more in general. I know who gets P01 in this. And
don't
I
think
think it makes sense at the beginning.
Yes, totally.
Given Taken, Drunk Dazed, I think he's featured a lot. And I think over time, it's been more spread.
Yeah.
Should we just do a review? Should we take 5 minutes to do a review of the concert?
It was great. My feet hurt like fucking crazy. Jungwon saw my sign.
Yes, Jungwon Slay. Not the other sign. His Chipotle order.
He did not see my Chipotle sign, but he saw my Jung. I think the Chipotle sign was too small.
Would have been too small.
But he saw Slay.
We would have had to get closer.
And you know what, girly? Sound check. That's really where it's at.
We don't listen. You gotta do what you gotta.
Look, I can't do it. I can't do it for every group. I can't do
No.
sound check for every group.
No.
But there is something about it that is.
It feels
just
way
feels-
relaxed. It's very
so
cool.
relaxed, and it truly is just like time with them, with you.
Yep.
It's so sweet.
It's very cool.
I think I would have. I don't know if I wanted to do that thing at the end, whatever it was called.
Send-off?
I don't think I would.
I would have lost my mind. That it actually is. It's a benefit for the members of Enhypen that I was not there at send off.
But I would like.
I'll say that.
I mean, there's obviously there are guys that send off, but like,
Of course.
I just want because Jake, like in their first
Yes.
Enhypen concert, he was like, "Where are the guy engenes? Like, you guys are so cool."
Yeah.
Like I just want them to know that like we're also like just one of the guys, you know? We're just like no.
Girl,
I would
I'm
not
one of the girls. Girl, let's be real.
I would not have been able to. Yeah. So I prefer the sound check.
I'm tall and I had my boots on.
Yes. So you had no problem in the
And
sound
I
check.
had my Sunoo picket, which is up there. And I know. He did not look at me, but I know it was like, it was so obvious.
You literally stuck out.
I was like jumping with my picket raised fully in the air. There's no way he didn't know that I was.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if he realizes it was me or not.
I just want him to know that there was someone
who
in there.
loves you in this crowd. That's all. I'm out of control. Okay, but here's the thing. We got to reveal these ranks.
We gotta reveal these ranks,
Now,
girl.
before we start, here's what I want to say. The global voters did not know. Okay,
this is rigor mortis. I do think this was rigor
Two
mortis.
things. This is only
setup.
takes account the first week of voting, because the first week is the week where everyone was available because nobody
knew
nobody knew who had
the final ground members to vote.
correct.
From.
Even though at the end of that episode when voting started, we at least knew Seon was getting kicked to ground. The results could have been probably the exact same. People also try to, I think, sometimes strategize their votes, which I think may have skewed some numbers.
Yeah, that was happening at Boys Planet. People were voting for people like 3 picks. People were saying like vote under the one person that you want to rise up.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I don't really get it. Oh, I'm gonna vote for some people. I would vote for the people that I would assume are going to be in ground and needed to be saved. As opposed to worrying about voting for like Heesung, who I know is not gonna go to ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not that I'm saying that anyone doesn't deserve the rank or whatever, but I also don't care about rank.
But the instructions given to us were
save the girls.
Save the girls.
And then all of a sudden now it's like, oh, and also...
That was the rank that's determining. Yeah. Because if they were like, this week's vote will determine, just in general, the rank of the trainees, then I think people would have voted differently. I don't think it would have been that different, though.
I don't think it would have been that different. I don't think so. If I was a person who was going to be voting and I was trying to save people in ground, which was what we were told we needed to do,
you would have done all 6 ground people.
I would have
even knowing that Islanders were in your pool.
Even though I knew some people were going to get kicked to ground.
You just picked the ground. You would have just picked
this point in the show. It's very clear who was the 6 that I read. Sunghoon, Jungwon, Heesung, Jake, and K. List doesn't surprise me from the show that we have watched.
From the show that we're watching, yeah.
Here's the ranks. Hanbin is number 12. And I think it's good that it's Hanbin because he's the one who's never been in Iland.
Yeah, totally.
So he wouldn't be butthurt about it. But he's like, I really want to rise up, which is a great attitude. He has around 300,000.
That's huge, which votes. Makes me think there are obviously other grounders and people that were in Iland that had more votes.
Gonu is next at 11, and he has about 600. He has twice the number of votes that Hanbin has. Taki is 10. Niki is 9. That one surprised me. Well, tell me if I'm wrong.
For the girls that were there.
It's a surprise that Niki made the group? Because at this point, to you, it's very clear that Niki has a lot of talent. But I think it's like very interesting because going into watching Iland, knowing how talented Niki is, I was like, oh, he's going to coast. I thought he was going to have like a K storyline. Where it was going to be like, he's just the ace of dancing. Yeah. And he does have that storyline, but he also has this like...
I'm learning how to be a person.
Yes. Which I did not expect. It's very interesting. 8 is Jake. Okay, now we're in the top 7. Which they get badges...
They get badges because they would be...
If they debut today, they're in the debut.
They're sitting in the 9 chairs in the middle.
7 is Jungwon.
So this was really the big one.
J is 6. That makes sense. He's had a really good narrative on the show.
Yeah.
5 is K. I'll wait to say my thing about K in a second.
Yeah.
5 is K. I don't think he takes it great.
No.
Let's say. 4 is Sunghoon. 3 is Heesung. This was a thrill to watch, by the way.
I was eating this entire
This is television.
I was eating it up. I was enjoying myself. I loved watching it happen because I was like, watch them all burn. I felt so bad for Sunoo and Daniel.
Yes. Because they didn't ask for this.
They didn't ask for this.
No.
And it's that feeling.
And it's again this thing of all of them putting something on these numbers that mean fuck all.
Absolutely nothing. They mean nothing.
They mean nothing because we're going to reevaluate in the next
damn
challenge.
Week. I know.
And like, it's something we'll talk about the benefits too, but like, who cares?
They're just things. The entire
It's a
time
massage
I was like,
chair.
it's
like,
a chair,
Get over yourself.
a big bed. It's things. It's just things.
It's just things, girl. It's just things.
It's just things.
Okay, Daniel's 2 and Sunoo is number 1.
And Sunoo was like so happy, and then like basically pinched his face so that he wouldn't react.
He like
so
says
big.
he was like, I had to put a poker face on.
I had to put a poker face on because I knew I knew that no one was happy.
Okay. We have to talk about K.
I mean,
So the girlies were like, oh, just you wait.
just you
There's
wait.
a turn.
Just you wait. There's
Is this
a turn.
the start of the turn?
Is this the start of the K turn? Because this was not a great moment.
No.
And Adam was like, I had to rewind it because he was writing notes. I was like, Adam, he shook his head no. Him thinking like this should not be. And the biggest problem with that
Say this.
is that you're essentially saying that the public vote, the people that will make you successful if are wrong.
Yes.
And it's like, it's that shift.
It's one thing to be like, because they've done this whole show of being like, you have to adjudicate each other.
Yes.
And they have been.
Yeah.
And I think they always do. Whether or not that is a part of the show or not, they're always constantly adjudicating. It's happening every week. Even in Boys Planet, like when they're choosing their members, when they're choosing
they're the ones
teams
that
they want to
judging.
be in, they're obviously making judgments about what skills people have, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. This is not shocking that people in the arts are very judgmental about other people who are doing the same art as them.
And also, like, you know that Sunoo and Daniel don't see themselves or think of themselves as 1 and 2.
Right.
They're like, I know, they say it multiple times, I know I'm not the most skilled here.
Yes.
So
it's the crazy thing of like letting it
out.
to just like
you just have to.
be
It's
interior
part of the game. Say it in your DRs. Say it in your talking heads if you really want to.
Yeah.
Like, don't make it a reason for someone to like edit it so that it shows. I know, Friedrich. It's so crazy.
It's so crazy. But it's also, I want to say this too. It is so human and so
Absolutely.
real. And that is what I really respected about it.
Yeah.
Is because like, I'm not seeing like a bad person.
No.
I'm seeing someone who's like,
I've been told that this is one way, that I've had to judge this whole situation in one way, and now my entire worldview in this fucking building
game
is completely
shifting.
shifted. And now I don't know what to think anymore.
it's so good. It's so good. And his reaction is priceless. And I'm not gonna say it's just him either. Because
No, it's a lot of people.
Sunoo and Daniel go to get their name cards to put them on their
And they, like,
chairs.
don't
and
look at
no one
anyone.
no one's like clapping.
No one's clapping. No one's looking at
No
them.
one's hooting and hollering.
No.
The tension is thick, honey. I would say don't criticize the judgments of the people who are going to decide your fate. I would say that's probably a bad idea. But honestly, I ate it up.
But
I'm not even going to lie.
Because that's the thing. Like, if we were watching this live, I would be like, stay mad.
Oh. And probably one of my votes would have gone to him. I would have been like, King?
I would have voted for him, but then at this moment, I'll be like, girl, stay mad.
Girl.
Because Sunoo and Daniel have something so crazy charismatic
Yes.
that like exceeds, being able to freestyle.
The first test, it's called the BTS Test. They are going to be performing 3 different songs in 3 units of 4 members each. I Need You, DNA, Fake Love. I want you, RJ, I want you quickly to rank those 3 BTS songs for yourself.
Oh my God. For myself?
I Need You, DNA, Fake Love. Rank them. Song itself, do not think about the music video.
I think it's I Need You, DNA, Fake Love.
You think I Need You's the best one of the 3?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was going to say Fake Love, I Need You, DNA.
There is just something so raw and
girl.
like evocative
Yeah.
in I Need You.
That's what I feel about Fake Love, yeah.
That feels like at the moment that they created the song, they were truly like, I don't know, it's so...
It's also the satisfying knowledge of it's their first like music show win.
Yes.
So it's like, I need this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. No, it's great.
It's just, yeah.
They're all great. I'm
Sorry.
throwing my ass back to all of them at the club.
I Need You Thunder Pussy remix.
Where's the cupcake feature?
Gawk, 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 gawk. Suck my ass.
Rank 1 gets immunity.
Rank 1 gets immunity, and if the person that is technically ranked 12th in that group that wins immunity, then Miss 11 gets
Then
out.
Miss 11 goes home. They do a little mini mission ahead of time. It is a dance battle. It's a dance battle challenge.
Yeah.
They love to do this.
They love to do this.
Fine.
It's
Great.
an mnet thing because they have, Street Man Fighter. It's a big
Sure,
thing.
whatever. Who cares? I don't care. I have no proper. There's not actual adjudication happening. It's like when you're watching one of the mini challenges on Drag Race.
It's
and
absolutely,
you're just like,
and like, who
sure.
did Rue laugh at the most?
Yeah, great.
Correct.
Here's the thing about Taki, and we talked about this yesterday. Taki he is enjoying this. He is having fun.
He is having fun. He's having fun training. Everyone looks so nervous, so scared.
Stressed.
And obviously Taki has his moments of being stressed out
Yeah,
too.
of course.
But he is like having fun learning and doing all of these things.
Yes.
And I think that is what is endearing about him.
Mm-hmm.
Why all of the members of Iland are always rooting for him.
Yes.
And why he's like charming and entertaining to watch.
Yep. The
They're all
only one that
talented.
was bad was Sunoo, but he was like,
I'm gonna do
I'm going to do what I want to do.
yes.
Which again, that's his charm.
That's his charm. That's why he's P01.
That's why he's P01.
It's so
Because
crazy.
it's not even like the thing about Sunoo.
He knows that people are voting for him because of who he is. So
Totally.
he's just like, I feel free to just be myself.
He's not dance battling, right?
No.
He's like, I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to dance how I want to dance. And he still is like confident while he does it. He is so, don't make me write a book.
Taki, K, and then Jungwon for second.
Taki, K, Jungwon.
And
So they get to either pick the members
they
that
pick
they're
the
with
members or the song.
or the song.
Members.
Taki picks members. He picks Heesung, Sunghoon, and Sunoo. Strong.
Everyone was like, wow, that's a well-balanced team.
Strong team.
But then K picks DNA and Jungwon picks I Need You.
Because Fake Love famously
Because
is very
Fakely
high.
is very high. And they were like, no, girl, we can't sing that. And the choreo was like insane.
Yes.
So then there was like a talking head of like,
Which is crazy because I think DNA's choreo is harder than Fake
Yeah.
Love. I mean, not doing either of them. But from
what I've
I've
seen,
seen, it feels like DNA's is harder.
What's crazy is that he sung and his talking head was like, I feel like Taki was like not making a smart choice. And I was like, I don't know, guys.
Here's the thing: they're setting that. So the whole
They're
end of
setting
the
it up.
episode,
Yes, 'cause
episode
the
is like
episode-
setting it up to be like,
Right.
and it could go either way because obviously Taki doesn't make the group, so I don't know if like next week is he gets 12th
Yeah.
and goes home, or it's going to be the classic like, and then they
He
were
was-
incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. It's very exciting. Now, to conclude, we're going to jump back and just highlight some fun.
Highlight the Bangtan
fun
moments.
moments. First of all, Bangtan is so unserious. They are not taking this seriously.
Yeah.
At least, I would say
Jimin and Jin do not care.
Jimin, Jin. I mean, the vocal line.
Yeah.
Tay doesn't care.
Tay doesn't really care, but he's very sensitive.
Yes.
So he was
He's a
trying to
sensitive
be
soul.
like, everything we're saying, like, it's because we've experienced it. They were just commenting that like a lot of their concerns,
Yep. They brought up their like.
they brought up their like, what is the thing that you're most concerned with? Not knowing that BTS would be the one answering them.
My God.
But Tay had to be like, we're saying these because we've been in this for like so long. These won't feel like concerns once you're like in it. Yeah, J-Hope has seen it. So like when they were reading the questions, J-Hope was like, whoa, I didn't expect that from Sunoo or Daniel. I didn't know Daniel could rap. And like Daniel
Yeah.
was like, he
Yeah.
knows me.
He knows me.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
Who did you have a like one that you really loved?
So I think it's
I have
very
two.
important that Sunoo, we learn about his like health troubles.
Health troubles.
I think it's very commendable of the show that they did not. They hid from the audience.
They
that
didn't make
Sunoo
him
would
be
have
like,
to,
and here's the sick one.
right?
Like
or
from the
like,
very beginning.
or even paint it as being like, oh, he's always so sick, so he's not practicing or whatever. And they easily could have done that. I definitely think there is an interesting way that Sunoo is like perceived by like the producers. The fact that they could have used that easily against him.
Yes.
And they did not.
They have not.
And I think that's says a lot about what they see in Sunoo.
What they see in him, yeah.
That he is working hard when he's not able to like keep up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when he has to step away, when he comes back, he's going to work twice as hard to catch up. And you wouldn't know it from watching the show because
he's good in all of his performances.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's very strong. He's very stable. I thought the Gonu question was so funny because we don't have like monolid, duolid, bilid, lipids culture. So that was very funny to like.
I thought the J one was also really funny because he was like,
they showed that.
Because he was like, how do I stop being a fucking embarrassment on this damn show? Because I'm trying to look cool. And I love that Jin was the one who answered. And it was like, you have to wear your embarrassment on your sleeve, basically.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be part of.
Obviously, every K-pop group, all of the individual members find their own charms.
Yeah.
I think BTS is specifically really good at letting those shine through even in performances.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I think there's their performance mode and then there's variety mode, but I think BTS is really good at like blending the two and making them feel just as authentic when they're performing as when they are.
That's like the trick, being able to like still exude both.
Yep.
My favorite one was probably Taki.
Oh,
because he was like, I miss my family.
it's so sweet.
Because the answer is so bittersweet, right? Like they were like, I see my family maybe once or twice every year.
Yeah, twice a year.
And the story that Namjoon says of like when he was a trainee, he ran away from Big Hit, but he ran away as a trainee, and when his dad basically like convinced him to go back because it's like you're gonna regret it every time you're here. It's so hard right now, but as soon as you miss it, you're going to regret being back here again. So you have to go back. And they do this beautiful Samsung Galaxy video call. Mm-hmm. And Taki's mom is like, maybe it's just me that I'm, because I'm your mom. I just miss you a lot. But like, I'm so happy for you. Because he says that he makes it to part 2 and like she basically like cries.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's like the only one who also gets a package.
Mm-hmm. Hanbin gets a little one too because his concern was that like my confidence is fucking shot.
Oh yeah, they didn't film additional material of him outside.
Yes.
They just showed him.
Like I was a dance captain, like I led my own team in Vietnam, and here I have not had like any chance to shine. Mm-hmm. I've been like. I keep being told that I'm not good enough, or it makes me feel like I'm not good enough. And I think it was Yoongi that was like, I think it's like not necessarily confidence, but more like self-esteem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's tough to kind of distinguish the two. It's very sweet. I really love this moment. And then everyone gets a gift.
What is the gift you would have wanted?
Probably the shoes.
I would have wanted the photos.
Daniel gets like a Fujifilm Instax, and then he opens it. He's like, oh, "There are selfies in here," and like doesn't let anyone get.
How much has he sold those for?
Oh my god,
thousands.
Actually, you know what? I would have wanted like Jin's like bowl and
the wooden bowl
because he like carved his name on it.
Yeah, and Gano was like, I'm never eating without these. I just looked at this list of 12 again. It's too bad this was not a 12-member group. Because this whole group
would be great.
Yeah. And that's episode 7.
That's episode 7.
No, not a single performance to talk about.
Crazy.
But the performance of...
the performance is in Iland. Like the
Yes.
performance of Kay, the performance of Sunoo and Daniel.
We didn't even talk about them going to the rooms and these stupid fucking benefits that don't matter.
It don't matter.
Guys, they don't matter. Stop.
Basically, the room 1 to 3 gets like snacks, a body friend,
An extra cooler of drinks.
extra cooler of drinks,
Which are
and
probably
then,
the same fucking drinks. They're just in the kitchen.
and then like a fucking the bed that like folds.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
P01 gets the big bed.
And it's funny
the big
'cause-
hospital. It's a hospital bed.
And Sunghoon, there's this moment where Sunghoon is like, "So, you'll let me borrow it, right? Like if I'm not feeling well, hopefully you'll let me borrow it. Or if
You're gonna let me borrow it
when I'm not feeling well or if I'm sick." And Sunoo is just like, "This is so cool."
Like,
Oh
fully
my
ignoring it.
fully
So
ignoring.
funny.
But Sunghoon kept saying it as he was walking out, and
Yeah.
even Heesung was like, "Will you let me borrow it too?" Or like he was like, "Can we sleep together so I
Yeah.
can sleep on the big bed?"
Yeah,
They're just things.
they're just.
Everyone
things.
has their own bed. You don't have to share a bed.
Yeah,
You're not on a bunk bed.
yeah.
You're about to be when you debut. So enjoy this goddamn bed.
It's nice to see Heesung and Gonu are like clearly good friends.
Clearly. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, the whole show is
whole
so
show is so
interesting.
interesting.
It is not what I expected the show to be.
Same.
I'm very glad I watched it because it's giving me a lot of insight about the boys,
Mm-hmm.
but also
I was scared for the
Yeah.
longest time to see. I think I'm still hesitant about part 2, about how like critical they're gonna be now that the producers and Sungduk are in there.
I think it's good to get criticism, but it's hard. It's hard. Yeah,
It's hard when
the clip of like Sun Sung-duk like yelling. I was like, why are we stop the? Why are we yelling?
Yeah.
What has yelling ever gotten us? I just like
Because like they are working hard, so it's like, what's the point?
what is said through yelling that cannot be said at a normal tone. That is truly what I want to know.
Yeah.
I've had directors like this in the past for like shows where they would be like, it's tech week, so now it's dress week,
I'm
so
just
now I have to
yelling.
yell. And I'm like, we'll just listen to you. We're just listening. Like,
See ya.